Good morning and welcome back to our trip around America. We are in Seattle, Boeing Field actually, and it is a cloudy, rainy morning. Sun's just about to come up, and we are going to take Alaska Airlines down to San Francisco. Full disclosure, this is the second attempt at this. Yesterday I tried it, and at 1,000 feet from landing, I had to crash the desktop. So we're going to give this another try. But it's going to be an interesting flight. It's about 2 hours, and got a very red sky with that sun coming up. So we should pop out into the morning light and when we get above the clouds, and then have a nice flight down the Pacific coast to San Francisco. So let's hop on board and start getting set up. Alright, we're in the cockpit now. Get the dome lights on. The external power connected. We'll get the nav lights on as well. So we're going to run down our checklist here. So, the parking brakes are set, chocks have been removed, ground power units connected, throttle levers are at idle, engine masters are at cutoff, ignition switch is at normal, batteries are on, generator switches are on, external power is connected. We'll get the adhers aligning, and down to the panel. So basically we're going to fly take off towards the south. We're going to then, at about 1,000 feet, we'll make our turn out towards the Pacific Ocean. It's a right turn. Pick up our route, and we follow the coast all the way to San Francisco. It's pretty straightforward. Get some nice, yesterday when the clouds cleared, we had some nice view of the mountains, so hopefully we get similar. Brighten you up, brighten you up. You and click on the pedestals and the overhead. There we go. So landing gear lever is confirmed down, flaps are confirmed up, and spoilers are retracted. Fuel quantity checked, and get the signs. Excellent. Well, our preliminaries are done. We've got our ramp, so let's see if we can get the ramp guy to come over. There we go. And they can start with baggage and catering and the fuel. Ooh, a little bit of light flashing there. Alright, so as soon as they get connected, we can begin boarding. It'd be really cool if we had buses come out and unload the passengers. Alright, what we can do now, let's head down here and start getting the aircraft set up. We're going to do our request for the flight plan from our ops center. Oh, everyone's starting to board. Come on. There we go. So we're flying from KBFI, which is Boeing Field, to KSFO, San Francisco, with our alternate of KSMF. I'm not sure where that one is. ASA 10, Alaskan Airlines, flight number 10, cost index of 25, flight level of 370 with a temperature of minus 52. That's pretty close to what I have. We'll do the IRS initialization. There we go, and we will return. While we're sitting here, I'm going to go into here and do our weather request. And we'll go back to our initialization and the init B page. So zero fuel weight, 54.8, and our center of gravity is 27.16. Block fuel today, 6.9, so we'll call it 7. There we go. And our wind component, look at my flight plan, is headwind of 17, so H17. There we go. So this is saying my minimum destination fuel on board has to be 1.4, and if I go into my fuel prediction, it's saying I should have 3.4. So we will check on that and see how close that is. Alright, so that's all set. So for performance today, it will be a flaps 1. And we have a flex temp today calculated at 61 degrees. We'll give that a shot, see how that's working. So a V1 of 128, a rotate speed of 129, and a climb out speed of 133. Transition altitude, of course, 18,000 feet here. And that all looks good. So for our flight plan...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight.
14,
When
right?
you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once you depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Alright, so we're gonna land on 2.8 left. I tried 2.8 right yesterday when it crashed the desktop. We're gonna go 2.8 left. Same approach though, which takes us inland over the mountains, loops around, we come in over the bay. So that is all set. So if we go take a look at our route, you see we're gonna take off, make that right turn out towards the coast, and then pretty much straight down the coast. We're going to take this little jog out. When we pass Taco, which is up here, we're just going to go direct out to here, and then we come in and go this way. We fly down here, and then we cross overhead the airport, at which time I'll take manual because the autopilot just goes nuts. And then we'll come down, as you can see here, we'll come down and do this loop descending down, and then we come in to the runway. So that should all be fine. Alright, let's go check the weather. I should be back now. Alright, let's see what it says. So, here at KBFI, it is about 40 minutes ago. It's 160 at 7, 10-mile visibility, light rain, scattered at 1200, broken at 2500, overcast at 4400, and 3037.
We are ready to go when you are.
Thank you. In the back, 3037. So really high pressure.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 10 with service to San Francisco. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 46 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
So 3037. And where we're headed, no winds right now, it's dead calm, 10-mile visibility, it's clear, it's 10 degrees Celsius and 3013. So we'll see how that changes. Yesterday there was a little bit of a fog bank that we came into, was not a big deal. Alright, so we'll come over here, we'll set that up to that and turn you to there. So that's now all set. Go back to our performance page. So we have no restriction on climb out, so we're going to put 37,000 in. There we go, and we'll just go down the top of the panel, turn on the crew oxygen, make sure the air is ready to go in the back, and arm the emergency exit lights. Oh, there's the sun peeking above the trees off in the distance there. Alright, so stairs are clear and we should be secured on the other side. Yep, everything is secure, so as soon as the APU is up and running, we will get going. Hopefully we have a better result when we get down to very nice sunrise. It was pretty busy. I don't know if you can see it. There's an airplane right over the sun right now. Or is that water on the windshield? I think that's water on the windshield. But there's a number of aircraft flying around here. Because Seattle, the main airport, Seattle, is only a few miles south of us. Alright, looks like the APU is up and available. So APU coming on. And we're going to be starting in place since the end of the runway is right over there. And we don't have a far taxi to go. So transponder is set. Beacon lights are now on. Emergency lights are armed. FMC is set up. We've done our departure briefing. Doors are confirmed. Checked and closed. APU is on. AP bleed is on, AP generators are on, thrust levers are at idle, engine area is clear, fuel pumps are on, and starting engine number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Leave your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
2 good engine starts. And we'll do the before taxi checklist. So, probe and window heats come on. Heading indicators and altimeters. Altimeters are all set. Heading indicators are fine. Standby instruments are set. Radios and avionics are set. Autopilot is set. We're ready to go. Flight directors are on both sides. Auto brake set to max. Flaps are set. Elevator trim is set. And flight controls, so full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Alright, flight control page can come off. Taxi light will go on. Dome light will come off, and make sure we lock the cabin door. Alright, let's taxi out. We don't have far to go. It's the parking brake. A little bit of rain. We'll ignore the ground vehicles. Should have gotten out of our way. And like I said, the taxiway is right ahead of us here. All right, and then the turn onto the runway is right here. So, very close indeed. Get stopped. We'll do our TO config and let the cabin know that we did tell them prior it was going to be a very short taxi. So flight instruments are checked, engine instruments are checked, takeoff data set, nav is set and checked, lights will come on. Taxi takeoff and strobes are on. Not sure how they got on, must turn them on at some point. Pitot heat is on de-ice, not required at the moment. Transponder to on. Weather radar and PWS are on. Alright. We're going to roll out, take position. You can see we've got the flex temp entered in, so it's reading the flex. I think that says it's a 15% reduction. And this is done to, so we're not going full tilt on the engines when we don't have to, and it allows for longer engine life, less wear and tear, and it's a little bit quieter for noise abatement procedures and stuff like that. So here we are. Oh, this is much easier to move than the 787. Alright. So everything is good. Get ourselves lined up. Clock is running. Engine's up. 50%, nice and stable. And we'll move forward to flex. I should be reading. There we go. Man flex. SRS and runway enabled. Oop. It's me not paying attention. Gear up. A 1,000 feet will make the turn to the right. There's Seattle coming into view. Throttle's about to climb. Flaps going up. Get the nose down. Coming up. Autopilot is on. Seattle's main airport, and the sun over the horizon there, and you can see the clouds we're going through. So we'll disarm the ground spoilers. Get our climb. About 2,500 feet per minute. And we're going to head out towards the coast. Beautiful golden sky and water out there. Yeah, it looks very nice. It's 8,000 feet. As soon as we pass 10,000 feet, the landing lights will come off, and it's pretty calm. Probably take the seatbelt signs down so the staff can, the cabin crew can start getting ready for their breakfast service. So there's the ice.
Ladies
So
and gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000
anti-ice
feet.
on.
Turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory.
Alright, they can start doing their thing in the back. And we're through 10,000, so we're going to accelerate now. And you can go into a managed climb mode and do whatever you want to do. And we're going to climb out. So I'm going to leave you in the back. Enjoy the views, and we'll catch up with you as we're descending down towards San Francisco, unless something else interesting happens. See you in a bit. So we're coming down to 11,000 feet. We've just made our turn so that we can pass directly overhead the airport. It looks like we got a lot of low-lying clouds and fog, which is typical for the area, especially when there's no wind. So everything's looking good so far. It's been a gorgeous flight. Once the clouds cleared up, we had some wonderful views of the mountains. If you know what these are called, if this little range of large hills, small mountains have a name, let me know. Be interested to hear. But we're leveling at 11,000. We're going to stay that way all the way to Bricks at 250 knots. I've thrown out the landing lights and everything now just to get them out there. And the airport is about 18 miles dead ahead of us. It is right on the water. We'll be coming in over the, I guess, San Francisco Bay. And then once we hit Bricks, we are going to turn. There's our VOR is showing there. If it would allow us to set in a course, that would be great, but it's that way ahead of us. That's our alternate, or where we go if we have a missed approach, our alternate approach point. There's another one which is an actual waypoint somewhere out there. It shows up on the landing system as well. So the landing system has come alive, which is all good as well. So as soon as we hit Bricks, which is right there, we're going to go manual. We're going to descend to 7,000 feet, which is our intercept point for Archie. And last time I did this, the GPS went squirrely trying to follow it, so we're going to do it all manually. And at each waypoint we hit, we've got to descend basically 1,000 feet until we're down to 3,000 by He-Man. We should be able to intercept everything by then, if not before. So everything is set. The seatbelt signs are on in the back. And it'll put us into arrival mode. And once we pass over bricks, we're going to engage that and start slowing ourselves down. And yeah, it's a little bit bumpy out here. But overall, not too bad. So the airport's pretty much down here if we were to look out. We do have some of that cloud cover over San Francisco. So it should make for an interesting approach. I got my clouds on ultra, so it's probably going to become a little bit laggy given the way the sim operates. So you can see how it's already said, no, go to the runway. No, we're not doing that. So we're going to go to a 070 heading. And we'll begin our descent to 7,000. Go into manage mode on the speed. So that should bring us down to 210 knots when we have our descent arrested. So we're going to need to be over a little bit more, so I'm going to go 060. There we go. And you see we got that 22 knot wind pushing us.
Select any craft one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
So while we're actually flying, pointing towards 060, we're actually flying 065 as our track across the ground because of that wind push. And if you see anything like that big monolith out there on the horizon, right there, that is a terrain glitch brought in by the latest update. So apparently it's been fixed and will be corrected in the next update. So you can see now that VOR is off to our right. So that's where we would head if we had to intercept it. Now ideally we'd be able to set a course to it. If we go in here, you can see underneath the VOR there's a course indicator, but it won't let us put a number in there to turn the course around. But that's where we do that, and we could fly that course out to that VOR. I just put it in there just to see how it's working right now. And it is sort of working. It's at least showing us where it is. I'm going to go into terrain mode now because we do got these hills coming up, and we'll leave the other side on weather. Shouldn't be too big of an issue except for that low-lying fog down there. We should be okay. So we're going to fly up and basically go outside that line there just to give us a little bit more space. Come around to Archie, and then we fly in on Archie to Ponky, and from Ponky that turn puts us straight in for the runway. And somewhere around there we should be starting to receive the ILS, since it's only, it's 20 miles out, and that should be enough to be able to pick it up. So our speed's coming back, so we'll arm you. So we're in our approach phase, and we are at managed speed. So that's going to hold us around 200. Should be 210, but around 200 knots. As we come over the mountains here. Now, what I do find interesting with those terrain glitches is that they are appearing in different places. Last time, right in front of us on that water, we had a big one. And it's not there this time, so not exactly sure what's causing it. Has to do something with the generation and what happens when they're doing that. So we're just going to slowly click around, do the curve here manually. So last time I tried to engage the autopilot again and go direct to Archie once we got part of the way around the curve, and yeah, didn't work. So manual it is. And we'll see if we crash again as we approach San Francisco. I hope not. Because this is part of a tour we're doing, and with my virtual airline, and unless I can get through this flight, we have to stop the tour until they fix this. I haven't really had a crash like that since I flew. Well, I was doing one flight from London down to Barcelona, and it did it to me there. I just dumped the desktop right in the middle of cruise. Another train glitch that's popped up in front of us. That was the one I was talking about, so it seems to be something specific that's causing it. Slowly working our way around the mountain. There's another one right there. Yeah. A little bit weird, but I'm sure they'll get it fixed. Well, they've said they're going to have it fixed. Does look pretty nice out, other than the train glitches, though. So they have said they're going to make a couple passes at America to clean up the terrain and all that stuff. They did the one a little while ago. It was a start. They said they're probably going to take 2 or 3 more to get it kind of the way they want it. Fair enough. It's a very big place. And they are going to release, I think it's the 26th, so that's what, 9 days from now, they're going to release the UK. Train update, custom buildings to go up, and a couple airports I think they're doing, and a bunch of points of interest, so should be pretty cool. We got a little bit of a tailwind now. That should die down when we get down into the bay area here. So it's 7,000 feet, and as soon as we hit Archie, we got to go to 6,000. Then it's 5,000, 4,000, and 3,000. A little bit more towards Archie. Ideally, the aircraft should be able to fly these curves that are in the GPS, but for some reason it don't. Alright, so landing systems are on. Oop, not that one. That one. Approach mode. Head towards Archie now. It's 238. Towards Honky. ILS is still in there. We are a little bit away from the airport still. Kind of steer towards Honky itself. When we pass Archie, we'll descend. There's the Bay Area. What do we got here? Palo Alto, San Carlos, Mountain View, San Jose, and San Francisco over there. Alright, so there's Archie, and there's the ILS coming in. So 6,000 feet. A little bit windy with the wind coming over the mountains there. And it's going to be 284. It's going to be our heading. So it's already picking up the localizer. So 284 on the heading. See how that lines us up. The localizer's coming in. And there's Spunky, so down to 5,000 feet. See where the glide slope is appearing now. So we're gonna just take that down to 3,000. Need that to get under. 17 miles out. I think at this point we will go to flaps 1. And flaps 2. Scooting us back over towards the localizer. It's 4,000 feet. I think at this point we're safe to go to approach mode. Coming in over the smog. So we're down to 160 knots. We're on the glide slope. Slowly coming in on the localizer. And we're coming down into the fog. Very nice. So the cabin's been warned. All the lights are set. We are good to go. Just have to do gear and flaps. So here's our slight turn to line us up on the glide slope, or the localizer. 200 foot is set for our decision height. Shouldn't be an issue. This is just a little light fog bank. Just going to pull up the airport map so I know where I'm going. We're going to make a turn to the left. I'm not going to use auto brake. We got lots of room. I'm going to make a turn to the left when we're down, and that will take us into the terminal. 8 miles, gear coming down. Gear down, 3 green, flaps 3. Cabin's reporting ready. And flaps full. So landing gear's down, autopilot's set, go around altitude is set. And the FCU thrust required landing memo, no blue, there's the outer marker. We are looking good as we head into the fog. 1,600 feet to go. So it was around 1,000 feet it crashed on me. Slight stutters with the clouds. $1,200 feet. $1,000 feet.
1,000.
Nice park off to our left. We saw that last time. That would be a. I have to remember if I ever get to San Francisco, head to that park and marina. Looks like an awesome view. 800 feet. Going into the fog. You can see the rabbit. Two and a half miles. $500 feet.
500.
400.
100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Reverser's green. 100 knots. Knots. 60 knots. Reverser's retracted. And we're going to exit at Delta. She's coming up here. Nice to see we made it this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco. The local time is 10:14 a.m. and it's currently about 52 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Alright, so let's get that up. Lights off. Strobe lights off. No, that was to auto. Strobe lights off. We'll turn off the weather radar, PWS, and transponder. Flaps are up. So we're going to head this way. And there is our gate. Right there beside that Air Transat. Well, this one here, I didn't see that little guy who shouldn't be here being here. We're going to go in here. There we go. Taxi in. Oh, forgot the spoilers don't retract anymore on their own. Are we looking for room there? Where's the jetway? I think that's pretty good. Do I get ground power here? Yes. Alright, so parking brake on. Oops. Let's retract the spoilers. So parking brakes on, throttle levers are at idle, ground contact is established, ground operations are underway. Electrical power is established. Engines are off. Stop doing that. Beacon's off. Taxi light can't come off. Seatbelt signs and the No portable devices will come off. Parking brakes are set. We're on nav lights. That's fine. Exterior lights. Anti-ice passenger signs. Anti-ice will come off. Fuel pumps will go off. Doors and flight directors. APU bleeds are all good. Well, what? I don't know why that automatically connected. Anyway, we're all hooked up now and everything is good and everyone is leaving. We'll head outside into this foggy San Francisco day. And we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for flying with us. Much better this time. I think we were 12 seconds late, so can't complain with that. We'll see you on the next flight. I think we're heading to Los Angeles on the next one. Bye for now.